Welcome to this presentation. My name is Selwyn Oster. I am Head of Software Development at Simplicity. We will show you how to move your COBOL legacy application to the Internet. This is accomplished from within your COBOL application. We provide the necessary tools to do so simply and at a low cost. There are 3 steps in this process. 1. Import your copybook into Simplicity. 2. Generate and process the SQL statements. This will create the table together with all the columns and indexes. 3. Transfer the data to MySQL or any other database. This screen is part of Simplicity Cloud Accounting. It is an ERP system developed in Acucobol. We have a file that we are to load into MySQL. The file's name is transaction. At this stage we have already imported the copybook into our development system. We will now, from within the COBOL application, generate the SQL statements to create the transaction table. This could be achieved silently or interactively from the control panel. To better demonstrate this, we will use the control panel. The utility program displayed is designed to import or copy data into a file. This may be for a single file or for a number of files. We will use this program to interact with the MySQL database. In a production environment, the calls to the ETL ActiveX component will be directly from your COBOL application. The selected area contains the instructions to the component. The action selected here is to create a new table. There are a number of other actions available, including copy, delete, get next, get previous, as well as the various start verbs. SQL-specific actions can be performed from the control panel or directly from the application. The interact option can be either active or silent. When called from your application, to process normal COBOL input-output verbs, you would select the silent option. For the purposes of this presentation, we will go with the active option. The source and targets must now be selected. Both may have any of the available options. The source here is the application. We are to create the table from the application. The target is MySQL. Now onwards to process the action. This is the VimpX ActiveX components interface. The interface can be in a visible/invisible state. Typically for database management, such as creating, deleting or altering tables, this would be performed using the interface in the visible mode. On the other hand, all COBOL I/O, such as read, write, etc., would be in the invisible mode. The interface has the following sections. The top tab is always the target, whether it is a database or the application. Below is the source window. This may be the application or a database. Transactions are always performed from the source to the target. Initially, the target must be mapped to the source on a field-by-field mapping. There is a wizard to help, and this can be performed in bulk. Let's have a look at the SQL that has been generated. There are 2 SQL windows. One is the SQL before and the other the SQL after. Here we can see the SQL statement that has been generated from COBOL, creating the transaction table followed by the column definitions. The column name, type, size and description have been generated from the COBOL application. Click the Run icon to process. The SQL statement has been successfully executed and the transaction table has been created. Click on the SQL After tab. Now the SQL amend statement located in the SQL After tab add the primary and all the alternate keys. Click the process icon to add all the indexes to the table. The transformation log displays the results of the processing. Now we have returned to the COBOL program that has called the interface. The results of the create table are displayed here. The first step was to create the table with its columns and keys. Now the data from the COBOL's application's vision files is to be transferred to MySQL. The VimpX ActiveX component is again called from the COBOL utility. Instead of creating the table, we must now copy the data from the application to MySQL. We will now see how this is done. Select the copy action. The other selections remain unchanged. We are now going to filter the copy to a selected account. We could copy the entire file. We will select a particular customer and transfer all transactions for the selected customer to the MySQL transaction table. The VimpX interface is now populated with the data from the application's transactions and is ready for loading. We are in visible mode for demonstration purposes. This could be processed in the background. The target table is listed in detail together with its mapping to the source application. Click on the transformation log. The transformation log is blank pending the execution of the transformation. Scroll through the target viewing the columns with the detail and mappings. Now scroll across the source columns. After viewing the data, press the Escape key. This will initiate the transformation. The source grid will display the current transaction being processed. The transformation log shows 6 records have been successfully inserted. Return to the main window. The transformation is complete and the dialog displays the number of transactions loaded.